Welcome to the story of Marie Curie, a woman of great courage, strength, and intelligence. Marie Curie was not just a scientist. She was a dreamer, a fighter, and a true hero of science. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. She was also the first person, not just woman, to win 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different subjects, physics and chemistry. This is a story that will inspire you, especially if you are someone who dreams of doing something great in life. Marie Curie was born in Poland in 1867. Her real name was Maria Sklodowska. Life in Poland was hard at that time. Women could not go to university. But Marie was very smart. She loved to read and learn, especially science and mathematics. She did not let rules stop her. She studied in secret and worked hard every day. Later, Marie moved to Paris, France, where women were allowed to study. Life in Paris was not easy for her. She had very little money. Sometimes, she ate only bread and tea to survive. She studied at night and worked during the day. But she never gave up. She was strong and focused. She wanted to learn, and she did. In Paris, she met Pierre Curie, a kind and brilliant scientist. They got married and worked together in a small lab. Their work was difficult, but together they discovered 2 new elements, polonium and radium. These discoveries helped doctors treat cancer and changed the world of science forever. But Marie's journey was not always happy. After her husband died in an accident, she was very sad. Still, she continued her work. She became the first female professor at the University of Paris. She also helped soldiers during World War I by using her science to make X-ray machines, which helped save many lives. Marie Curie never cared about fame or money. She lived simply and worked hard. She believed science should help people. Her life teaches us that no dream is too big and no problem is too hard if we keep going and never stop learning. She once said, "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood." Marie Curie died in 1934, but her story lives on. Her work changed the world, and her courage still inspires millions. If you are learning English or studying for the IELTS test, remember Marie Curie's story. She was once just a girl with a dream. She spoke Polish, then learned French, and became one of the greatest scientists in history. You too can learn new things, grow stronger, and reach your goals. Let this video help you learn English and learn from Marie Curie's amazing life. Chapter 1: A Childhood in Poland. Marie Curie was born on November 7, 1867, in Warsaw, the capital of Poland. Her birth name was Maria Sklodowska. She lived with her mother, father, and 4 siblings. Marie was the youngest child in the family. Her parents were teachers, and they loved books and learning. Because of them, Marie learned the importance of education from a young age. Life in Poland was not easy. At that time, Poland was under Russian control. Polish people could not speak their language freely or study their own history. Many schools were forced to teach in Russian. Marie's father lost his job because he was teaching Polish culture. This made life very hard for the family. They did not have much money, but they were rich in knowledge and love. Marie was a very smart and curious child. She loved to read books and solve problems. She also liked to ask questions and learn new things. Even when life was difficult, she always studied hard. Her mother was a teacher too, but sadly, she died when Marie was only 10 years old. This made Marie very sad. But she did not stop studying. She promised herself that she would become someone great one day. At school, Marie was always one of the best students. She loved math and science the most. But in Poland, girls were not allowed to go to university. That made Marie very sad. She wanted to learn more, but the rules would not let her. Still, Marie did not give up. She joined a secret school called the Flying University. This was a special place where Polish people could learn in secret. Teachers met students in different houses so the Russian police would not find them. Here, Marie studied many subjects, including science, history, and philosophy. Marie also worked as a tutor to help her family with money. She took care of children and taught them at home. Sometimes she was tired, but she never stopped dreaming. She wanted to go to Paris one day and study at the famous Sorbonne University. That was her big dream. Marie Curie's childhood was full of love, learning, and struggle. She faced many hard times, losing her mother, being poor, and living in a country with many rules. But she never lost her desire to learn. She kept working hard and believing in herself. This chapter of her life teaches us that strong dreams can start in small places. Even in a poor home, even when life is unfair, great things can begin. Marie's early life in Poland helped her become the strong, smart, and brave woman the world would later admire. Marie Curie's journey had just begun. The little girl from Warsaw was ready to change the world. Chapter 2. The Parisian Dream. After many years of dreaming, Marie Curie finally got the chance to move to Paris. She was 24 years old. In 1891, she left her home in Poland to study at the famous Sorbonne University in Paris, France. This was the beginning of a new life, a life full of challenges, but also full of hope. Marie was very excited. She had always wanted to study science, and now she had her chance. But when she arrived in Paris, things were not easy. She had very little money. She lived in a small room that was cold in the winter. Sometimes, she did not have enough food to eat. She ate only bread and tea so she could save money for books and school. Paris was also very different from Warsaw. The language, the people, the lifestyle, everything was new. Marie had to learn French quickly to understand her teachers and pass her classes. But she was not afraid. She worked hard and studied every day. She often stayed up late, reading and solving problems. She was one of the few women at the university, but she did not let that stop her. Marie studied physics, chemistry, and mathematics. These subjects were very difficult, even for French students. But Marie was determined. She wanted to learn and become a great scientist. Her teachers quickly saw that she was special. She had a brilliant mind and a strong will. Despite the hard life in Paris, Marie loved learning. Her dream was coming true. She was finally in a place where she could study science freely. No one stopped her because she was a woman. No one told her she couldn't learn. For the first time, Marie felt free to grow. She finished her studies with top marks. She was the best in her class. After that, she began working in a laboratory to do scientific research. She wanted to learn more about the world, about energy, atoms, and the invisible forces in nature. In Paris, Marie also met many other smart people. One of them was a scientist named Marie Curie. He would later become her husband and research partner. But before that, Marie focused only on her work and studies. Her mind was full of ideas, not distractions. Marie Curie's time in Paris changed her life. She had left her home country, her family, and everything she knew. She faced cold nights, hunger, and loneliness. But she never gave up. Her dream gave her the strength to keep going. This part of Marie Curie's life shows us that dreams are not always easy. They need hard work, courage, and patience. But when you follow your dream, even a small room in a big city can become the place where greatness begins. Marie's Parisian dream was only the beginning. Soon, her name would be known all over the world. Chapter 3. Meeting Marie Curie. While Marie Curie was working in Paris, her life was full of study and science. She spent many hours in the laboratory, reading books and doing experiments. She was focused, quiet, and serious. At that time, she did not have many friends. But soon, one person would change her life. His name was Marie Curie. Marie Curie was also a scientist. He was smart, kind, and very humble. He had already done some great work in physics with his brother. He loved science just like Marie. One of Marie's friends told her about Pierre and said, "You should meet him. He can help you find space for your work." Marie agreed. When Marie and Pierre met for the first time, they talked about science. They had the same ideas, the same dreams, and the same love for learning. They both believed that science should help people. Marie was happy to meet someone who understood her passion. Pierre was very impressed by Marie. He saw how hard she worked and how clever she was. He told her that she was one of the most intelligent people he had ever met. Marie also liked Pierre. He was quiet, honest, and respectful. They began to meet more often. They worked together in the lab and shared their thoughts and research. Soon, Pierre asked Marie to marry him. At first, she was not sure. She still loved her home country, Poland, and wanted to return one day. But Pierre showed her how much he cared for her. He even said he would move to Poland with her if she wanted. That touched Marie's heart. She knew he was the right person for her. In 1895, Marie and Pierre got married. They did not have a big or expensive wedding. They wore simple clothes and did not buy wedding rings. They used their money to buy a bicycle so they could ride through the countryside together. They were not interested in rich things. They only cared about love and science. After their marriage, Marie and Pierre worked side by side. They spent hours in their small lab, often in poor conditions. But they were happy because they were together, doing what they loved. They began studying a new kind of energy that came from a rock called pitchblende. This would lead to their most famous discovery. Meeting Pierre Curie was a turning point in Marie's life. He gave her friendship, love, and support. He respected her as a scientist and as a woman. Together, they would change the world of science forever. This chapter teaches us that the right people can help us grow. When two people share the same passion and work together, they can do amazing things. Marie and Pierre Curie were not rich or famous at first. But with love, respect, and teamwork, they built a life that would inspire the world. Chapter 4: Discovery of Radioactivity. After getting married, Marie and Pierre Curie started working together in a small laboratory. It was not a fancy lab. It was cold in winter and hot in summer. The roof sometimes leaked when it rained. But they did not mind. They were happy because they were doing something they loved: science. At that time, scientists were learning new things about atoms. One scientist, Henri Becquerel, found something interesting. He discovered that a rock called uranium gave off energy without using the sun, fire, or electricity. This energy was something new and strange. Scientists did not understand it. Marie Curie wanted to learn more. Marie started to study a mineral called pitchblende. Pitchblende had uranium in it, but it gave off more energy than uranium alone. This made Marie curious. She thought, maybe there is something else in pitchblende, something even more powerful than uranium. She worked for many hours every day. She crushed the pitchblende into powder, mixed it with chemicals, and tested it again and again. It was very hard work. The process took months and even years. She and Pierre lifted heavy containers, worked with fire, and breathed in dust. Their clothes got dirty, and their hands were tired. But they did not stop. In 1898, Marie and Pierre discovered a new element. They named it polonium, after Marie's home country, Poland. Later that same year, they found another new element, radium. These elements gave off very strong energy. Marie called this energy radioactivity. This was a very big discovery. No one had ever found anything like this before. Marie had discovered something new in nature. Radioactivity could pass through solid things and even kill cells. Later, scientists learned how to use this to help treat diseases like cancer. Marie Curie gave the world a new word, radioactivity, and a new way to understand atoms and energy. She opened the door to modern physics and medicine. In 1903, Marie and Pierre Curie, along with Henri Becquerel, won the Nobel Prize in Physics. Marie was the first woman to ever win a Nobel Prize. She was very proud, but she stayed humble. She believed science was for helping people, not for fame. Even after winning the Nobel Prize, Marie kept working. She did not care about money or awards. She wanted to learn more and help others. She and Pierre continued their research, even when it was difficult. The discovery of radioactivity was a turning point in science. It changed the way people saw the world. It also changed Marie Curie's life forever. This chapter teaches us the power of curiosity, hard work, and never giving up. Marie and Pierre Curie worked in a simple lab, with little money, but their discovery changed the world. If you believe in yourself and keep learning, you too can make a big difference. Chapter 5. The Nobel Prize and Global Recognition. In 1903, something very special happened in Marie Curie's life. She won the Nobel Prize in Physics. This is one of the most important awards in the world. She received the prize along with her husband, Pierre Curie, and another scientist, Henri Becquerel. They got the prize for their work on radioactivity. Marie Curie was the first woman ever to win a Nobel Prize. At that time, it was very rare for women to be in science. Many people believed that science was only for men. But Marie showed the world that women can be great scientists too. She worked hard, made great discoveries, and never gave up. People around the world started to know her name. Marie and Pierre became famous. Scientists, writers, and students wanted to hear them speak. Newspapers wrote about them. People admired their work. But fame did not change Marie. She stayed simple and focused on her research. She did not want money or attention. She said, "I am only a scientist. I do not need to be famous." After winning the Nobel Prize, Marie continued her work. Sadly, in 1906, a terrible thing happened. Pierre Curie died in a street accident. Marie was very sad. She lost her partner, her best friend, and the love of her life. But even in her pain, she did not stop working. She became a professor at the University of Paris, the first woman to do so. This was another big step for women in science. In 1911, Marie Curie won her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry. She was the first person in the world to win 2 Nobel Prizes in 2 different subjects. This was a very big honor. People from many countries respected her. Scientists called her a true genius. Marie's fame spread across the globe. She was invited to speak in many countries. Kings, queens, and presidents wanted to meet her. But Marie stayed humble. She wore simple clothes and spoke in a quiet voice. She never acted like she was better than others. She always said that science was her mission, not her fame. She used her fame to help people. Marie raised money for science and medicine. She helped to build new laboratories and train young scientists, especially women. She wanted others to have the same chance she had, to learn and discover. Marie Curie's Nobel Prizes were more than awards. They were a symbol of her strength, her hard work, and her love for science. She showed the world that anyone, no matter if they are a man or a woman, rich or poor, can do great things if they believe in themselves and work hard. This chapter reminds us that true success comes from passion, effort, and never giving up. Marie Curie changed the world, and she did it with a kind heart, a sharp mind, and the courage to follow her dreams. Chapter 6. Tragedy and Perseverance. In 1906, Marie Curie's life changed forever. One rainy day in April, her husband Pierre Curie was walking in the street. A horse-drawn cart came quickly, and Pierre slipped and fell. The cart ran over him. He died instantly. He was only 46 years old. This was a terrible tragedy for Marie. She loved Pierre deeply. They worked together every day. They shared the same dreams, the same love for science, and a strong bond. When he died, Marie felt lost and heartbroken. She cried a lot. She could not believe he was gone. Many people thought Marie would stop working. They believed she would not be able to continue without Pierre. But Marie surprised them. Even in great sadness, she chose to go on. She said, "I must work, not for fame or money, but because it is what I love." She knew that Pierre would want her to keep going. Soon after Pierre's death, the University of Paris offered Marie his teaching job. No woman had ever been a professor there before. Marie became the first female professor at the university. This was a big moment, not just for her, but for all women in science. Marie worked hard, even though her heart was still in pain. She continued her research on radioactivity. She also took care of her two daughters, Erin and Eve. She tried to be strong for them. She wanted them to learn, grow, and follow their dreams, just like she had. In the years after Pierre's death, Marie faced many challenges. Some people said bad things about her in the newspapers. They did not like that a woman was so famous and powerful in science. Some even tried to ruin her name. But Marie did not fight back with anger. She stayed quiet and let her work speak for her. In 1911, even with all the pain and problems, Marie won her second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry. This showed the world her great strength and courage. She had not only survived the loss of her husband, but she had also reached new heights in science. Marie's story is one of great perseverance. She kept moving forward, even when life was very hard. She did not let sadness stop her. She did not let people's opinions stop her. She believed in her work and in herself. Her life teaches us a powerful lesson, that we can rise even after we fall. Tragedy is part of life, but with hope, courage, and hard work, we can find light again. Marie Curie's strength during her hardest times made her not just a great scientist, but also a true hero. She showed the world that pain can make us stronger, and that we must keep going, no matter what happens. Let her story remind you: never give up. Keep learning, keep dreaming, and keep going, even when the road is difficult. Chapter 7: The Radium Institute. After many years of hard work and great success, Marie Curie had a new dream. She wanted to create a special place where people could study radioactivity and use it to help others. This dream became real in 1914, when she opened the Radium Institute in Paris, France. The Radium Institute was more than just a science building. It was a center for research, learning, and healing. Scientists came from around the world to work there. They studied the uses of radium and radioactivity. They learned how this powerful energy could help fight serious diseases like cancer. Marie Curie wanted this place to be open to everyone. Men and women, young and old, all were welcome if they loved science and wanted to help people. She especially encouraged women to join. At that time, there were still very few women in science. But Marie believed that women were just as smart and capable as men. Marie did not just lead the institute. She also worked in the labs herself. Even though she was famous and had won 2 Nobel Prizes, she stayed humble. She wore simple clothes and spent most of her time in the laboratory with students and other scientists. She loved teaching and guiding young minds. At the Radium Institute, Marie also trained many doctors. These doctors learned how to use radiation to treat patients. For the first time, cancer treatment with radium became more common. It was not perfect, but it helped many people live longer. Marie's dream of using science to save lives was coming true. The Radium Institute became one of the most important science centers in the world. It helped France and other countries grow stronger in medical research. Marie's daughter, Marie Curie, also worked there. Like her mother, Erin became a great scientist. Later, she also won a Nobel Prize, just like her parents. Even with all her success, Marie Curie did not become rich. She gave away her discoveries and never patented her work. She believed that science should be shared, not sold. She once said, "Radium is for all. It is not for making money. It is for helping people." The Radium Institute was one of Marie Curie's greatest achievements. It was not just a building, it was a place of hope, learning, and healing. It stood as a symbol of what science can do when used with kindness and purpose. This chapter of Marie's life shows her deep love for education and her strong wish to help others. She turned her knowledge into action. She built a future where science could serve humanity. Let Marie Curie's work at the Radium Institute inspire you. With a clear goal, hard work, and a kind heart, you too can build something that helps the world. Just like Marie, you can turn dreams into real change. Chapter 8. Science in the Time of War. In 1914, World War I began. It was a very sad and difficult time. Many countries were fighting. Millions of people were hurt. Hospitals were full, and doctors needed help. Marie Curie wanted to do something. She believed science could help people, even during war. At this time, Marie was already famous. She had 2 Nobel Prizes, and she was leading the Radium Institute in Paris. But she did not want to stay safe in her lab. She wanted to help the soldiers who were injured on the battlefield. Marie had an idea. She knew that X-rays could help doctors see inside the body. X-rays could show broken bones, bullets, and wounds. This would help doctors operate more quickly and save lives. But many hospitals near the battlefields did not have X-ray machines. So, Marie Curie decided to bring the machines to them. She worked with car companies to build special vehicles. These cars had small X-ray machines inside. They were called radiology cars, but many people called them Little Curies. These cars could drive to the battlefield and help right away. Marie Curie did not just plan these cars, she drove them herself. She learned how to use the machines and how to fix them. She also trained more than 150 women to work with her. These brave women became X-ray technicians and traveled with the Little Curies to help soldiers. For many of them, this was their first time doing science and saving lives. Marie worked very hard during the war. She often slept little and worked in dangerous places. But she did not stop. She believed that science should help people, not only in peace but also in hard times like war. Her daughter, Marie Curie, was a teenager during the war. She also helped her mother in the hospitals. Together, they showed that women could be strong, smart, and brave. They did not fight with guns, but they fought with knowledge and kindness. Because of Marie's work, thousands of soldiers were treated better and faster. Her machines helped doctors find bullets and broken bones. This saved many lives. Soldiers, doctors, and nurses were very thankful. After the war, Marie Curie continued her work in science and medicine. But people remembered what she did during the war. They saw that she was not only a great scientist, but also a great human being. This chapter of Marie Curie's life teaches us a very important lesson. Even in dark times, we can bring light. Marie used her knowledge to help others. She showed that science is not just for the classroom, it is for real life. When we see problems in the world, we should not give up. Like Marie Curie, we can use what we know to make a difference. Even in the worst times, we can still help, still learn, and still care. Chapter 9. A Legacy Beyond the Lab. Marie Curie was not only a great scientist. She was also a great teacher, a loving mother, and a strong woman who changed the world. Her work in the lab was important, but her legacy, the things she left behind, was even bigger than science. Marie Curie believed that science should help people. She never did experiments for fame or money. She wanted to find the truth and use it to help others. She shared her discoveries with the world. She never made a patent on radium, even though she could have become very rich. She said, "Science belongs to everyone." Because of her hard work, many people were inspired. Young girls and boys all over the world began to dream of becoming scientists. Marie showed that women could work in science, lead teams, and win the highest prizes. She opened the door for many more women to enter universities, work in labs, and follow their dreams. Marie was also a kind and humble person. Even after winning 2 Nobel Prizes, she lived a simple life. She wore plain clothes and did not enjoy public events or parties. She spent most of her time working or teaching. She believed that action is more important than words. Her daughters followed her example. Marie's older daughter, Marie Curie, became a scientist too. Marie worked in the same lab and made her own discoveries. In 1935, she also won a Nobel Prize in chemistry with her husband. Marie's love for science lived on through her family. This shows that her legacy was not only in books and labs, it was also in people. Marie Curie also helped build strong science education in France. She trained many students and doctors. Some of them became great scientists in their own right. She also supported hospitals and helped cancer patients through the Radium Institute. Today, many schools, hospitals, and research centers are named after Marie Curie. Her name stands for hard work, courage, and kindness. She is remembered not just for what she discovered, but for how she lived, with honesty, passion, and care for others. Marie Curie died in 1934 from a sickness caused by long exposure to radiation. At that time, people didn't know how dangerous radiation was. She gave her health to science. But her work saved many lives and continues to help people today. Marie Curie's legacy is everywhere, in the fight against cancer, in the labs where young scientists work, and in the dreams of students who want to change the world. This chapter reminds us that a true legacy is not about being rich or famous. It is about what you give to others and how you make the world better. Marie Curie gave us knowledge, hope, and a strong message. Believe in yourself, work hard, and never stop learning. Chapter 10: The Eternal Light of Curie's Work. Marie Curie died in 1934, but her work and her spirit still live on. Her life was full of hard work, discovery, and love for science. Even today, people around the world remember her. She is more than just a scientist. She is a symbol of strength, hope, and the power of learning. Marie Curie's discoveries changed the world. She gave us radium, polonium, and the word radioactivity. Her work helped doctors understand cancer and how to treat it. Her research led to new machines like X-rays, which help doctors see inside the body. Thanks to her, millions of people have received better medical care. But Marie's biggest gift was not just her discoveries. It was her spirit. She showed the world what one person can do with courage, focus, and belief. She came from a poor family in Poland. She lost her mother when she was young. She studied in secret, moved to a new country, and worked in hard conditions. Still, she never gave up. She once said, "Life is not easy for any of us. But what of that? We must have perseverance and above all confidence in ourselves." These words are still true today. Marie Curie's work continues to inspire scientists, students, and teachers. Her name is found in school textbooks, science museums, hospitals, and even in space. The element curium, discovered after her death, was named to honor her. She is one of the few people to have a chemical element named after them. Marie Curie also showed that women can do great things in science. Before her, many people believed that science was only for men. But Marie broke that wall. She became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and then the first person to win it twice. Her life opened the door for girls and women everywhere to dream big. Her family continued her work. Her daughter Irene also won a Nobel Prize. Together, they are one of the only mother-daughter pairs in history to win this great award. This shows that Marie's light did not stop with her, it passed on to the next generation. Today, scientists use what Marie started to continue saving lives and discovering new things. Her idea that science should help people is still strong. She showed that science is not just about books or labs, it is about making the world better. The eternal light of Curie's work shines in hospitals, schools, and research centers. It shines in the eyes of every child who wants to learn, and in the heart of every teacher who believes in their students. Marie Curie's story is a light for all of us. She teaches us that no matter where we come from, we can do something great. With hard work, kindness, and belief in ourselves, we too can leave a light that never goes out. Vocabularies. 1. Discovery. Something new that is found or learned for the first time. Example: Marie Curie made the discovery of radium and polonium. 2. Radioactivity, a special kind of energy that comes from certain elements like uranium or radium. Example: Marie Curie studied radioactivity and gave it its name. 3. Perseverance, not giving up, even when things are hard. Example: Marie Curie showed great perseverance after her husband died. 4. Laboratory, a place where scientists do experiments and research. Example: Marie and Pierre worked together in a small laboratory. 5. Nobel Prize, a very famous award given to people who do great work in science, peace, or literature. Example: Marie Curie was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. 6. Legacy, something important that a person leaves behind after their life, like ideas or achievements. Example: Marie Curie's legacy continues to inspire scientists today. 7. Tragedy, a very sad or terrible event. Example: the death of Pierre Curie was a great tragedy in Marie's life. 8. Fame, being known and recognized by many people. Example: Marie Curie became famous after winning her Nobel Prizes. 9. Institute, a special place for learning, research, or training. Example: Marie Curie started the Radium Institute to study radioactivity. 10. Humble, not showing off or thinking you are better than others. Example: even after winning 2 Nobel Prizes, Marie Curie stayed humble. Quiz questions. 1. What was Marie Curie's birth name? 2. Which university did Marie Curie attend in Paris? 3. Who did Marie Curie marry in 1895? 4. What 2 elements did Marie Curie and her husband discover? 5. In which subject did Marie Curie win her 2nd Nobel Prize? 6. What tragic event happened to Marie Curie in 1906? 7. What was the name of the science center Marie Curie opened in Paris? 8. What kind of mobile machines did Marie Curie create during World War I? 9. Which of Marie Curie's family members also won a Nobel Prize? 10. What was the chemical element named in honor of Marie Curie? Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed learning with us. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us grow and bring you more inspiring stories and easy English learning content. Do you have a topic you'd like us to cover in our next video? Maybe a famous person, an invention, or a country? Let us know in the comments or messages. We'd love to hear your ideas. You can find answers in the description. Thanks again, and keep learning with us. See you in the next video.